Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Shadow and Sun Show, and welcome to part one of a series that's going to delve into the psychology of chasing the dragon. We've, for the most part, most of my friends out there in TV land, especially Squirrel Hermit and Bo from Bo Paints Minis, who had brought this thought to light over the last couple of weeks. About why the game feels so different as we get older, and that's precisely the point. The game didn't change; we did. Obviously, there's been a lot of changes in the rules and mechanics, and the overall depth and breadth and scope of the game. But I'd like to remind you guys out there that. We've all changed since back in the day when we were playing this as teenagers, or even some of us like myself preteens. Since then, we've lived, we've learned, we've loved, we've lost, and we've played hundreds, if not tens of thousands of games, or in some cases 100,000 game hours over the course of these many decades. And thinking that the game is going to be just like it was when we were first getting into the hobby is kind of a fallacy. We've all matured, and we've studied, and we've experienced, and we've memorized all the things in all the books that we didn't know back then. And if honestly we knew what we knew now, we probably would have done a lot less of some of those things. I remember first getting into the hobby, one of the big things was the mystery, the sense of not knowing that is completely gone for us. Think about it. We've read so many game books and played so many games, and we've memorized all the information, the stat blocks, all the things in the books, the rules, the theory, the game theory, as it were. And since then, that really, while it has informed us on running better games for many of us, it hasn't really done us any favors when it comes to, hanging on to the magic that was this hobby and this game when we first got into it. I remember specifically I had a dungeon master, literally my first dungeon master, who, unbeknownst to him, was utilizing some of Gary's original wisdom, which was not let the players touch the books, not let them read them, not let them own the Dungeon Master's Guide of all things, unless you were getting ready to Dungeon Master, because then you literally burned up all the magic, and you shed light on all the secrets, and kind of spoiled the game for us. That's one of the things that excites us about a new game, is literally that subconscious not knowing what's behind the next door, because we don't know the stat blocks, we don't know the monsters' attacks, what they can do, and all those things that back in the day scared the living crap out of us when we were at the table, when it came to the survival of our characters, and even in some small way, literally everything else. Our friend Max Liao likes to tell the story of riding home from a game on his bike as I'm assuming a teenager, scared the bejeebers out of him as he's riding his bike home, scared that the giant ants that they had just encountered in the game were going to come out and do them from the movie, and come out from behind the Volkswagens and click their mandibles at him. And we'll never get that back. But I have some thoughts and some ideas on how we can face that dragon and defeat it and get some of the magic back if we're going to continue playing these silly games of elves with sticks. It just goes to show there's something about the old adage of ignorance being bliss. And I'd like to help some of my friends out there regain at least a little spark of that magic and that bliss that we used to we used to have when we first started playing these games. It's very difficult for us to, at this point in our lives and in this day and age, to have that, I'm gonna say it, Stranger Things moment of rolling that 20 in the nick of time and the whole table just standing up and cheering and oh my gosh, and just having that excitement. My son and his friends, they had a game a couple of weeks ago, as you've heard me tell of, and they had that. They had that apogee of the gaming experience where I could hear the applause up here while I was in another game, and everybody who I was playing online with could hear it as well. They could literally hear the kids cheering and screaming and just, oh my gosh, having that moment that, I hate to break it to you guys, but those moments, those memories are going to be real hard to come by. Sort of a diminishing returns thing. The more we know, the more we play, the less likely it is we're going to have that moment. So I'm going to leave you with my final thought for today, and that is, D&D, Dungeons and Dragons, role-playing games, they ain't what they used to be because we aren't who we used to be. And I hope you guys will come back when you see more Chasing the Dragon videos in the coming weeks, because I have at least 2 more videos in the series already kind of planned out, bullet pointed out for you guys and myself, because I've noticed that it's getting harder and harder to find those good times, and not to quote Van Halen, but you guys, if you know, you know. It's not as bleak as it might seem, and there is hope and good times on the horizon. We just have to come at it with a completely different mindset in order to experience that sort of thing again. So in the meantime, I hope you guys have a great day, great rest of your week. I will be back Thursday morning with something completely different. Let you guys let this sink in and marinate, as they say, and we'll talk about it some more, hopefully in the comment section as you're hitting the buttons for me, so we can hurry up and get to the next milestone that YouTube wants us to hit. I really appreciate all you guys have done. I've learned a lot over the last 5 years, and I hope to give back a little of my wisdom, as it is as infrequent as it might be. Love you guys, and until next time, happy trails.